Okay, so good morning all. So we'll see the new topic, classes in the Oracle. See, you people already know few classes from this. See, first we'll write some query and we'll get to know what are the classes. Let's start from EMP. So if you are writing this table, you are writing this query. So this is the select query we are calling, right? See, in the select query, the select is a class. The from is a class here. Not CLAS, class, CLAUSE class. Okay. See, the select class and from class are the mandatory of any query. See, if you miss either of this one in this query, it gives the error for you. So it gives the from key not found. From keyword not found. Okay. See, if you miss the select, it gives the different error for you. So error string not can see unknown command. There is no command to run this actually. Okay, so if you mention like a column name also, it gives the error. Unknown command. See, the command can starts with the create, alter, truncate, select. So the insert, delete, everything. So not with the like that column name of table name, something like. Okay, see, select the column name from the table. See, the select class and from class are the two are mandatory classes of any query. So if you are writing any query, these two classes are mandatory to retrieve the data from the tables. Okay. See, the from class will help us to from which table I need to retrieve that you need to mention in the from class. That particular from class table. So what are the columns of data you need to retrieve that you need to mention in the select list. That you need to mention in the select list. See, the select class, it is used to retrieve the required columns data from the table. From the table. Then from class. From class is used to retrieve the data from which tables I need to retrieve. That you need to mention in the from class. Then where class we have. See, where class also we are using that without knowing that proper information. So earlier we are using that. See, the where class is used to provide the conditions. See, why should we provide the conditions? So we should provide the conditions to filter the data. See, if you have like employee numbers, group of employee numbers in this particular table. Now I need like a this particular record, seventh record, 7782. So if you want to, I don't need this all the remaining records. So you need to filter what are the required records for you that you need to filter using the where class. The where class, where EMP number equal to 7782. See, it is filtering the data. See, this is the advantage of where class. So now we learn about the three classes. See, this where class is the optional. It's not mandatory. It's not mandatory. If you put the where class, then only the query can be filed. So else it give error kind. So you don't have that option like here. So where class is the optional. It's not the mandatory. It's not the mandatory. So then if we use the where class, it is filtering the data. Advantage of that. See, it is used to filter the data from the base table. See, the data is filtering from which are the tables is present in the from class. From that particular table only, it is filtering, not from any other tables of database. Okay, so then it won't allow group functions and alias names in the where class. Okay, the group functions I will let you know by next class, but the alias name, see, my table is having like employee number. I don't want to write that 5-letter name. I need to mention like a 3-letter name for my employee name. See, I'm mentioning like instead of employee number, I'm giving some alias name like ENO. EN. This is like a alias name. So you can able to provide the as keyword also for this. Okay, the as is optional to provide alias name to the column. So employee number as ENO. So now the employee number is the actual column of your table, but the result is having the column we are showing as a ENO as a temporary basis. It's not the permanent. So you change the column name at the query level, not at the database structure level. The structure level in the sense, the table structure, whatever the EMP we have. See, that can be fixed. You are not like, if you want to change this column name, we need to use altering the table of rename. Okay, so this is like a providing the alias name for that particular query. Okay, the query level, it can be changed. So you cannot able to use this alias name. See, it look like as a column of your table now here, right? I cannot able to use the alias name in the where class. Alias name in the where class. See, it is giving the error for you, ENO, invalid identifier. See, the alias names can be provided with two places, column alias, table alias. The table alias, so instead of the table name, see, this is like a only 3-letter employee name. So where we have the table name like 30 characters, 40 characters. Okay. So in such place, I cannot able to like use the bigger table. See, as a coder, you need to mention the table name of column name. See, you have only one table here. That's the reason you are not mentioning this is related to this particular table. Okay, where we are dealing with multiple tables. Okay, the multiple tables. See, if you are pulling the data from two villages, like two village people, you are trying to calling from the two villages. See, if you are calling like a Shiva from, see, the two village people are standing in front of you, you are calling like Shiva. See, the like related to which village you haven't mentioned that. Shiva come here. See, who will come here? So they get conflicts here. You got it, right? There is a conflict. So to avoid that conflict, we'll use the Shiva come from village one. See the table name of column name you need to mention here. So that is the advantage of the aliases. Okay. So while calling of that, we need to mention that to whom, for which table you are calling that particular data. Okay. See now you have like for every time you need to write that for 30 characters of the table name, it's a very big difficult, right? So in such place, I will provide some short name for that E. See, now it is giving the error here. See, I'm putting like EMP number only here. Now it is giving the error. Now you change this table as a E. You stated that table EMP table as a E. You need to use this E dot apply number. So instead of mentioning the full table, you need to be use. You need to be use. Okay. See, now we see about the column alias, right? The same way we are writing the table alias. See, if you want to give the reference of employee table information, you don't want to use employee data column names. You need to give employee alias, whatever the table you provided as alias name, that you need to be give that. So else it give the error. If you mention like actual table name, it give the error for you. EMP data is the invalid. Hmm. That table level, if you are providing the alias name, that can be referred in the entire query. That need to be used entire query. But the column alias, you cannot able to use in the where class. Table alias, you need to be used if you want to give the reference. You cannot able to use actual table in the query, that particular query only, not with any other queries. Okay. So this is the alias name advantage. The alias name can be provided in two places, table alias and column alias. See, some people will maintain the as keyword, some people won't be maintain the as keyword. As is the optional to providing the alias name. As keyword is the optional. Okay. See, the group functions in the where class, we cannot able to write the group functions. That what we I mentioned. Okay. So I will explain. Okay. Till now we learn about three classes: select class, from class, where class. See, the select class and from class is the mandatory classes. See, now this is the, you are writing the query like simply select star from EMP. Okay. See, now if you miss either of this class, it gives the error for you, unknown command. Okay. If you miss the from class, it gives the from keyword not found. Okay. So these two classes I covered till now. And the where class is a mandatory class. See, where class is used to filter the data. Now we have this, okay, so employee table, and I'm going to filter like who is related to the 10th department. So I need to retrieve that. So in such place where DEPT number equals to 10. So it is filtering the data. Out of 14 records, it is retrieving only required information for you, 3 records. This is happen. So this where class is the optional. It's not mandatory. So if you miss this, it is not giving any error. It is giving the extra results for you. So if you want to filter that, we'll use the where class. Okay. This is the advantage of the where class. Yes. If you want to retrieve specific data, we'll use where class. Then other thing, we have the group by class. See, the group by class will help us with where we are working with the group functions. See, now we have the 14 entire records. The 14 records as a one group. So, see, if you have only one member, you cannot call it as a group. Where we have more than one people, then we can call it as a group of people, right? The same way, if you are working with the 14 member as a group, we have this group. If you want to know who is getting like a maximum salary or a minimum salary, see, if you have only one member, so the minimum should be the same, maximum, average, everything is the same. What is you are earning, that is the same value. Now, if you have only more than one people, if you use like a max of salary, see, out of 14 people, so who is having the highest salary that you are going to get using this max. See, now you are working with a group of records. As a 14 records, you are considering and you are picking only one value out of this 14. So these call it as a group functions. Group function. If you want to use these group functions, we need to use the group by classes. Okay, I will show you. So for now, we are using group function. So if you have the group functions like a minimum, maximum, average, minimum, average, and we have sum. See, whatever the salary we have for the 14 people, that get all sum and display for us. Okay, count. How many records you are going to considering that particular group, if you want to know, use the count star function. See, these are all the aggregate functions or group functions. So you are aggregating the value with group of people. So what is the maximum? What is the minimum? What is the average? This you are finding using these functions. See, while working with this, you are like, see, if you are treating like I say, the whole AP, you are looking for these values. It's fine. Now you are, bifurcating the things with AP and state wise. Sorry, AP and district wise. State and district. If you are like looking the values, so what are the values you are expecting in this AP level? Okay, and what are the values you are looking inside the divisions? Subdivisions, division and subdivision. So if you want to do that, so now you are looking for the whole division area, and you are now division with subdivisions also if you are looking. So in such case, see, now we have the 3 departments in the EMP table, right? 3 departments. Now if you want to get the values, the department wise, the what is the minimum salary, What is the maximum salary? Now I need to know that. See, if you want to know that, so the department information as well for this. If we use like department number, if you run this query, so these are all the group columns or group functions. Group functions are group columns, but not the DEPT number is not the group function. It's a normal column, non-group column. You can make it as a non-grouping columns, this, but this is the non-group column. See, if you run this query, give the error for you. Not a single group or group function. Not a single group or group function. So this is not the group function. This is not a single or group. See, if you want to make it as a group, so we have like 14 people as a one group. If you want to make it as a this group, now you need to mention this column to make it as a group. Simply group by department number. See, now see, you made that out of like you segregate, you bifurcated the 14 people into three groups. Three groups. So this is the advantage of the group by class. So the group by class can work with the aggregate functions. See, without aggregate functions, no need to see if you want to divide that, groups. See, department-wise group. So you can able to use the instead of using group by class. See, let me roll back. Okay, so instead of this, I can use the distinct keyword. See, DEPT number and use like a. If I use like a DEPT number, it give all the department information. In case if we use this as a group by DEPT number, it displays all distinct records, all distinct departments, categories. Okay. So instead of using this group by class for this type of function, this type of usage, you can use distinct class for that, distinct. If we use distinct keyword for that, distinct class, this is also class. The distinct class will give the all distinct values in the particular column. The same values we are getting here. See, the group by, if you are using this group by class in the sense, maybe you are working with the aggregate functions. If you are working with aggregate functions, then only you will get this group by function came into the picture. Okay. So now we have these group functions and we are calling this, right? Now, see, this is not like mandatory. See, if you are mentioning this job wise, department wise and job wise, you are see, you are dividing into department wise one group. See, inside the department, I need to make subgroups again. The subgroups can be happen like a job wise or salary wise. I need to make the group. See now, I'm dividing with designation wise. I'm bifurcating the people, and I'm looking the what is the minimum and maximum average and everything. Okay. Now, if you see now, I'm trying to do the department wise one group. Inside the department, I'm looking for the subgroups as a job. Now I'm running this query. It gives the error for you again. See, not a group by expression. See what?
Job also over there.
Yes. Okay. See, what are the columns we have in the select list other than the group functions? Other than the group function, that all columns must and should be present. Must and should present in this. See now, if you see this, like 10th department is having three designations. We have totally three people, three designations. Okay. If you see the maximum, minimum, average, every value will be same here. The sum of salary, all the values will be same here because the group is having only one people. Okay. So whereas in this place, so you are seeing like the different values. See, analyst is having only one member. Sorry, analyst is having three. That's a two values. 3,000, 3,000. We have two people. So average, minimum, everything is same because we have 3,000, 3,000. If you see the minimum value, maximum value is same. and average also 1 plus 1 by 2, you will get 1. So average also same. The sum of value will be 6,000. Okay. See, this is the advantage of group by class. See, now you made this. So now I don't need, see, now I don't want to know. So you need to divide that group wise, department wise group and salary job wise subgroup. But I don't want to mention the results. Say while displaying of this, see if you are doing some help with some people. So if you want to, the political people will do the expose of that helping help what I did, what those people did that. But like the Ratan Tata, these kind of people, no, won't be exposed that I did this help for these people. See, the advantage like the Ratan Tata is thinking like they need help. I'm helping that. I don't want to showcase that. The publicity is not required. See, in such place, you no need to mention this all the columns in the select list. So you are getting the values as per like you did now. So if you want to know, so what is the 1100 value and which department is 1100 value, what is the job for that particular group. If you want to know that particular information, in such place only you need to mention this. You can add any number of columns in the group by class. It's not mandatory. But in the vice versa, like whatever the columns you are mentioning in the select list, that all columns must and should be present in the group by class. See, the advantage of by mentioning these columns in the select list, the get to know. See, this is for the 10th department of analysts related information. If you want to know that, you need to be mention these things in the select list, right? So this is the advantage of the group by class. Okay, so there is some rule here. All select columns, non-group columns. So what are the non-group columns we have in the select list? That all columns must and should be in a group by class. So in the all grouping, say what are the columns is present in the group by class that may or may not present in the select list. Okay. The advantage, if you want to know the clear information, you need to be mentioned in the select list. Else it is not required. And the group by function is, sorry, group by class also is optional. It's not mandatory. If you haven't used this, see, it's not mandatory. You need to use the group by class. Remove this also, it can work. The mandatory classes are the select and from class. Where class is the optional, group by class is the optional. Okay, and distinct class also is optional. So the distinct class will help us to get the unique records. Okay, if you remove this, you will get the duplicates. That's the difference, but it's not like a, you can able to filter in the Excel also if it required. Yeah. It's not mandated. The distinct class, and we're done with the 4 classes for now. With the rules here, it is an optional class of select statement. The group by class subset of subsets results into groups. I said like we have 14 as a one group. The subsets you are making as a group, separate group. In such place, you need to use the subset column in the group by class. Okay. See, it is used to make the data into the group format. So the grouping we did it. So it is not possible to provide the group functions along with the normal columns in a select statement without using the group by class. Without using the group by class. Okay. So, and the rules here, all the columns used besides the aggregate functions must be included in the group by class. Okay. And the group by class does not support the use of column aliases. See, you are not able to use alias names if you are using like a DNO. Okay, so I'm using like a group by. So I provided like only DNO and I'm going to use DNO here. You cannot able to mention DNO is invalid identifier. So line number 4 and column number, see double line numbers if you do line.
Column name.
Yeah.
Aliases.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, this is the fourth line and column 40. So this is the place. You may see that the column is 40. So in this place, you are getting the error, not in this place, not in this place. It is giving the error in this place. So if you mention like a department number, it won't give any error for you. You cannot able to use alias names in the where class as well and group by class as well. Okay.
The correct name.
Actual column of the table. Actual column of the table you need to provide. And the group by columns may or may not appear in the select list. Okay. And a group by class can only be used with aggregate functions. So where we are using the group by class in the sense, maybe you are using this aggregate functions like sum, average, max, min, these type of things. If it is used with single row functions, the Oracle error message appears like the group, not a group by expression. If you haven't used that group by class, it will give the not a group by expression. Okay. Then having class. Having class is also filtering the data. How the where class is filtering the data, the same way it filter, but there is some difference here. There is some difference here. Now see, now we are filtering the data. So now we are getting like I'm removing the salary information and now we have this data. Now if you want to filter the data, who's and which group I'm making like greater than 2000 rupees of information, I need to retrieve. See, we have multiple 9 groups in this query, in these results. I need to retrieve and which group I'm making like greater than 2000 rupees in the particular group. I need to retrieve that information. See, in such case, so now the group, for every group, I'm making this much of amount. I'm summing that values in the entire group of members, right? See, I cannot able to use in the where class this now. Where sum of salary greater than 2000 rupees. This is what I mentioned in the where class. You cannot able to use group functions in the where class. See, I said like I skip in that place and I'm covering in this now. See, it won't allow group functions in the where class and alias names. Alias names we already seen in that. We already saw that. Okay. So this is what we skip in that. Now we are going to see that. Okay. See, you cannot able to use group functions in the where class. It gives the error for you. Like see, group function is not allowed here. Is not allowed here, right? In such scenario, so you need to, if you want to filter this type of information, if you want to filter this type of information, yeah, having class will use. If you don't have this having class, you need to use as an inline view. So the inline view just providing of this query into from class. Now see, instead of table name, you haven't provided any table name here. You are passing as a query. Okay, now this can be act like as a table name. This can be acting like as a table now. Okay, see, you need to provide this alias names. See, these are the group functions. So the naming convention you haven't followed here. So you cannot able to use this function in the where class again. See, it look like as a column for you like max of sal, sum of sal, this kind. You cannot able to use this in where class again. Okay, see, you can copy this and you can use, you cannot able to use this. It give the error. The max of sal is not available kind. Proof function is not allowed here. It is giving the error. So this is not you are expecting. See the max function or min function, you need to provide max sal alias name. Max sal. This is not the function. This is alias name. Max sal is the column name. And I'm providing the alias name like min sal. See, I'm writing the different name, so not in the same way. AV sal. Total sal and total members. See, now you can use this. Yeah, now you can use this like total salary is greater than total sal is greater than 100 rupees. Now you can mention like 1000 rupees. So you are, I said like a greater than 3000, so 2000. This is the way you need to filter the data in the earlier. If you don't have the having class, okay. If you don't have the having class, you need to make it as an inline view of that particular query, and you need to provide alias names, and you need to use that alias names in the where class. See, you are using this alias name in the where class here, right? See, this is not the alias name here. This acting like as a table. See, instead of creating the table, you are making as a temporary table for that particular session by making as this inline view. Okay, this is the inline view is kind of temporary table. Instead of tabling, if you pass any select query in the from class, it acting like as a table. Okay, and you are filtering the data using this alias columns because the alias column is now became like as a actual columns of the table. You can able to use like the total salary equals to anything you can able to use. This is the way you can use earlier. Now, instead of this, I'm taking this query and we have this, right? Now, the same. So here, how many records we are getting here? 6 records with inline view, right? The same I am going to mention having sum of salary greater than 2000. 6 records. You can verify that it is giving the two results as the same or not. You can verify. How can we verify? How can we verify these two queries having the same results or not? Now I'm expecting the results need to be compared. How can we compare two query results? Yesterday only we learned the things.
I think those, yesterday, no, previous, like set operators and all we have.
Yes,
Like using
yes, in the Saturday, not in the yesterday, day before yesterday we learned.
Using set operators will compare.
Yeah, if you want to
Intersect.
intersect will give common records. But I'm expecting like with the both queries is having the same results or different results if you want to know. Census place, if you D like A minus B, see what are the records is not present. A records is not present in B that you are going to display. So the meaning is that if you mention simply minus. No, it's not arithmetic, right? No, it's not arithmetic. You are comparing the results and displaying the common results or distinct records. Or now you are subtracting. See, look like as an arithmetic operation. You are subtracting this from result one of records. What are records is present in result two.
Okay.
It happening like that, but you are comparing the values here.
No, now we have done fine, sir. We are comparing the both queries, right?
Both queries.
Both the queries are giving same result.
Yes.
So
Then you will get the zero.
Yeah, okay.
You are not getting any records. If you
Yes.
have any discrepancies, you will get some records in this place.
For example, here if we keep greater than 3000 and here greater than 2000, we might get
You may get some values.
Okay.
You may get some values if you provide greater than 3000. See, now we have the 6 records in this. Now we have 6 records in this particular query. 2000 greater than you provided.
Yes.
So we have 3 values greater than 3000, 5600, 5000, 6000. So you won't get that values. What are the values is less than 2000 that you are going to get, because you did like a greater than 3000 values in this. So out of that 6 records, you have these 3 records as a common in this query as well. And you will did like minus.
Yeah.
I said like A minus B.
Yes.
What are the records is
Present
A records in B that can be removed and
Only
displayed.
unique one will be present.
No. See A minus B. If you did A minus B, what are the common records not present? A records is not present in B.
That will be the
A records is not present in B.
Okay.
That records I am going to display. See, now we have the total records here. Now we have 2 sets. I am writing 2 individual queries. Wait, two queries, and I will display for you. This is one. See, this is set. This is A. This is A. This is B. A minus B. If you did. See, what are the records is not present. A records is not present in B.
Yes.
That I am going to display. The meaning of that, what are the common records we have in both tables that can be deleted and not present in records, that I am going to display. See, I said simple example in yesterday class also. If you are doing like 10,000 divided by 100. See, while learning of this stage, in the childhood days, I'm saying, see, in such case, like you will remove this 0. For this 0 is upside 1 0. And if you are removing this 0, and I'm removing this 0 again on the top. So this is the way we are learning the things in the child, right? See, this is what I did in this as well. I'm removing what are the common records we have both sets. I'm removing that elements. That remaining records what we have in the A, that I'm going to display. I'm not bothering about B. If you have like if you have any other records in the B, I don't care about that.
Once they are distinct, then
you will get all the records.
All the records. Okay.
All the records from A. See, A is different, B is different.
Yes,
if you did A minus B,
like A has different data, B like A has all animal names and B has all some written name. Okay.
Yes.
Then if we do subtraction,
Sub
get like
you
minus, we get only A data.
If you did like animal minus things,
yes,
we'll get all animals definitely.
Yeah, A data only will get.
A data only animals, not with things.
Okay.
If you did things minus, you will get only things.
Yes.
That will get only things. This is about a having class. See, having class is also filtering the data from the grouping results. You are not filtering the data. Yeah, while working with the group by class, then only we'll use the having class.
The having class should go along with the grouper.
Yes. Yes. And see, you are able to use group functions in the having class. You may see some difference here. Where class is also filtering the data, having class is also filtering the data. So where class is filtering the data from the base table, while picking up the data from the base table. See, I'm like filtering the data, select star from A and B. So now we have this data. If I use the where class, I'm filtering from the source itself.
Okay.
But in the having class, you are filtering the data. After fetching the data from the source, you are doing some operations and you are displaying some results. On top of the results, you are filtering. You are not filtering the data from the base table. The where class is filtering from the source, but having class is filtering the data after fetching the data from the source, and
From
you are
that fetched data,
you are filtering.
Okay.
Okay.
And you have, and in where class you cannot use that the functions also.
Yeah.
That's the reason
That is
I use it and.
Okay. So another difference, you got like two differences now. Filtering the data from the base table, where class. Having class is filtering the data after grouping the results. You are filtering the data on the result set. On the results in the meaning. So after fetching the results from the base tables, on top of that, you are filtering the results in the set. And in the where class, you cannot able to use group functions. And having class, you can able to use group functions. And you can able to use normal columns as well. So where DEPT number equals to 10. If that is, you can able to use where class condition also.
Work like where class.
Where class also.
Okay.
Okay. So if you are using this, if you remove this, let's see. Now I'm like select star from EMP. So instead of where class, I'm using having. Yeah, 1 second. The EPT number equals to 10. Because if you want to filter the data in the having, you need to use group by should be. See, having class will use specially for the group function, group to use the group columns in the having class.
Okay.
The sum of salary, count star, these kind of things we'll use. Okay, having class is also optional. See, the having class, if you miss the having class, you will get all the results. If you want to filter, we'll use having.
Some specific conditions.
Yeah. Then we have order by. See, it is also having class. It's an optional class of select statement. The having class restricts the group selections and which are the results of grouping group by class. So which you are filtering the results which is getting from the group by class. Okay. See, it is used to provide the conditions. It is used to filter the data from grouped data based on your conditions. Okay. And this the PLSQL having class is used to filter to restrict the group of formed by the group by class. That follows group by class is the statement. See, they are the same. Everything is same. The having class can also precede the group by class, but
That's it. Yeah.
wait.
It is clear. Like the where class will filter those as they are selected from the table
From the
before grouping.
Yes.
It is this statement easy.
Yes.
Before grouping, we can use
Before
the where
grouping.
class, but having after grouping only we can use.
Yes, the definition see, I'm not giving the definition here. I'm giving the practical thing.
Yeah.
So where see the where class is filtering the data from the base table, meaning is that you are filtering the data before grouping. So
Yes.
That is the definition.
Okay.
Okay. See, the where class will filter the rows as the query as they are selected from the table, but before grouping is done. Okay. So having class after grouping that you are filtering the data. Okay. So then
Right? That's what like within the group, where class we cannot use.
see, no. We can use the where class. We can use where class. See, now we have this, right?
In
Our
the
is
where class we cannot use the
No. Wait. So now we have this query group by. Okay. Now we have this group by class.
Yes.
Okay. See, now I'm not using the having class. You may use having class as well. Okay. Now we have three groups. You are like looking for the all the three people and you are filtering the data. Now instead of that, I'm going to mention only where DPT number in 10 comma 20. So I'm ignoring the 30th department information. So now I'm not filtering the data, three departments. I'm filtering with only two departments and I'm looking the values 10 comma 20. So instead of, you can able to use where.
Okay.
See, there is no interlink between group by and where. The where class is the different thing. So where class is, if you have like multiple peoples, if you want to filter, you can filter the required data and you can apply group by class on top of that.
Okay.
Okay. So that is thing. And we have order by class. Yes, order by class. Order by class is used to make the data in the respective order. Okay. See, I'm collapsing this. Okay. So now I'm not using this. Select star from EMP. See, I'm using this table because you people can able to understand very clearly, but you don't practice with this. You can create your own tables and you can practice with your own data. That's a good practice. Okay. So now we have this data. See, now I'm looking for the employee name here. See, S is the first position, A is the second position, W is in third position. There is no order in this particular.
Alphabetical order.
There is no particular in the results, order in the particular results. Okay. Now, if you want to display order of that particular employee information, order by. So if you want to display employee number, it gets sorted with employee number wise. 7369749. See, the least number will be first and the highest number will be last. If you mention like a E name, the A name can be start with starting letter and end with the W alphabetical. See, A names came first and W came last. If you mention like ascending, or if you haven't mentioned, both are the same because by default, if you haven't mentioned this ascending keyword, it works like as a ascending only. Okay. If you want to do especially the descending, you need to mention DES. Now see the word is came to the first. Adams came to the last. This is the advantage of the order by class. So there is some rules here. See, while filtering of the data, see now we have like 8 columns in this. See, I don't know like I don't want to mention the column name here. The same what I'm going to mention order by 2 descending. See now see the same results which you are did like e name descending and the 2 descending is also giving the same. See, order by class can able to understand the position of the column. The position of the column. It is taking the second column. Second column. If you provide like a 4, the fourth column can be used and sort the data. See, the manager ID, the null value came to here, the remaining values in the sorted order.
1 to 8, no? Order by 8. Yes, sir. 30 has something.
Yeah. See, in 30th department, we have the 6 records. So you may expect the same results in the second run. You may not expect the same results in the respective order. In the 30th, we have 6 people. The 6 people is having the same values. So if you give the priority like one time, so if you like, See, sometimes the Blake can be first, Turner will be first
Yes.
because
Same.
the same values we have.
Yes.
The Oracle can, while displaying of that, the Oracle can be provide that random values for the out of the 6 people, random values can be displayed first. Interchange. Okay, so if you want to get the correct values, see out of this department wise, and I need to display the values name also and get it and sorted.
Okay.
So how we did that department wise, one group, and you made subgroup job wise,
Yes.
right? The same way you can able to do with order by. Now we need to do with the e-name. So you need to mention e-name in ascending order. Okay, now you can see 30th department, we have in six values in here. The A is sorted and what is came to the last. There is order here. So you made it
by comparing the both columns. We have got the
first. See, you are subtracting as a group,
yes.
department wise, and you are again filter sorting the data.
Yes.
You are doing the two things here.
Yes.
Okay. This is the advantage of the order by class, right? And now you see here, if you did like order by manager, like four descending. See, manager ID is having like null. The null is coming to the first position. But I don't want to who like which employee does not have the manager. That employee need to go last. It is not in the like I'm not expecting this in the first position. So I'm expecting this as a last record. So for that, you need to use the order by class. Nulls last. Nulls last. See, the value, other values get be sorted 79027839 in the descending order only. But the null value went for the last. Coming at the last. You can able to prioritize the null values by mentioning the first and last. First, in the sense, it come to the first. If you mention last, you come to the last one. This is the advantage of that. Nulls order by class, first and last. See, sometime if you are sorting the data, if you are sorting the data by employee ID wise, or you know, see while sorting up the job wise the people. Okay, see always I'm expecting the job. I'm expecting the job president will be in the first. The remaining people need to be in the ascending order. Ascending order. I'm not expecting in the descending. See now we have analyst, clerk, manager, president, salesman. Right? My priority should be president in the first. The remaining people need to be sorted. So if you want to do this type of operations, we need to use some case function. So we are going to learn about that case function by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Or we will go with the decode function. Simply you can able to get some idea. So decode. So you may get these type of things. So decode of select decode of 1 comma 1. Then I'm mentioning true from doing. See both values. This is the column name. This is the value where department number equal to 10. Department number equal to 20. So now if the value get matched with this true, and if you mention like 2, 1 equals to 2, then if you mention like true to true. Okay, now we have 1 comma 1. 1 equal to, see, check the value. 1 equal to 1. It displays this corresponding value. 1 equal to 2, false. It won't display this value. If you mention like 2 comma 1, 2 comma 1. See, it displaying the true 2 because the 1 equal, so 2 equal to 1, fail. 2 equal to 2, this condition is satisfied and displaying this. Okay, and we have, if you mention like 3 comma 1, 3 comma 1, you won't get any value because 3 equal to 1 is fail, 3 equal to 2 is also fail. And in such case, I can display the value like 3 as is. Else, it's a else block. If
Else.
name equal to Shiva, if name equal to X, if name equal to Z, else. I can check with required options for me, and the rest I'm going to see the reservation is going to provide like X, Y, Z, 3 people. Other people will becoming like a general category else. In the general, the reservation category people maybe come into this people also. Okay, so the same you are doing this now, right? See now if you do like instead of 3, if I mention like so for now you can understand with the department number wise.
Yeah.
Okay, department number wise. If department number equal to 10, display true. 20, 20, then true 2. If else, maintain 30. Else I'm maintaining 30. Okay, so use like a EMP table. So the dual table does not have DPT number call.
Yes.
So use the EMP. See, if you are mentioning like, see, the value is matching with this 10. I mentioned like I have 3 cash. I'm giving the preference for the like 10, 20 only. I'm not giving any preference for the 30th people. So I'm giving the general people as is what they have the values. I'm displaying the same values. See, 30th. The rest 10 we have like true, 20 we have true to. You may check that values whether it is correctly populating or not. Department number, comma, decode of this. See, all 10 is came to the true, 20 came to the true, 2, 30 is came like this, right? Now, the same functionality, you can go with job also. Job. See, you can do this job. Job. See, the job, what we need to give the preference, job equal to president. So, job equal to president. Maintain the null value for that. I'm making as a null for that particular value. The rest, I don't need. I need to provide the same as is. I'm not looking with all other values. I'm mentioning simply job value for that. Now, wherever I'm getting the job, president, it making as a null. See, that need to be in a single quotations because it's a character values string. See, wherever I'm seeing the null, it's like I say, you can check the job value as well, job. See, president, now it becoming like as a null, right? Now, I take this function, and I use this instead of normal job column. I will use this. Now, see here, the job president is came to the last. But our preference is president should be first. The remaining will be in ascending order, right? So provide like nulls first. So if you run like any time, so the president will be come to the first and the remaining people will go to the last. If you provide the descending also president will came to the first, the remaining people will be in the. You may get this interview question definitely. you may get this situation where we need to handle this type of things. You can go with decode or case also. I will explain about the case and decode by tomorrow class. Okay. And we're done with distinct class also, right? See, the distinct class is used to restrict the duplicates from the results. It is not removing the duplicates, it restricting the displaying of the results, duplicate results. Okay. So now I'm removing this all things. Simply I'm going with the order by job. Okay. So we have this. Now if I use like distinct keyword, distinct star, the distinct class works with multiple columns. But if you use the star, it gives this. See, if you mention like a EMP number, see, while working with a distinct employee number, you are working with only one column and you cannot able to use other columns in the order by class. Okay, you may have employee number, comma, job, and you may sort the data. See, order by class can works. What are the columns we have in the select list? That column only you can able to sort the data. Okay. Now, if you don't have the distinct class, you can able to sort the data order by repeated number. While working with distinct class only, I'm saying you cannot able to use non-selected columns in the select list in the order by class. Where we are working with without distinct keyword, you can able to use any column in the order by class of that particular table. Okay, this is about the classes in Oracle. Okay, so we get the interview question still now, like difference between DDL and DML, and truncate and delete difference, and how to change the column data type of. So how to change the column of data type in a table if the column is having data. You can able to change the data type if the column is empty. If it have the data, you need to do some operation for that. How to do that? You need to check. So these are all giving some assignments and give with your answers by next day. Okay, and in like the DDL commands, difference between DDL and DML is one another thing.
Drop.
Delete, truncate, drop. And coming to the second class, operate constraints.
Drop is like the entire table and structure also will go, right? But
Yes.
truncate only the structure.
Structure will be, data will be permanently deleted.
Delete. For delete only that particular record.
You can able to delete full data or part of the data, but you have the option to roll back.
Okay. For delete all.
Okay. And
for drop, there is no rollback.
No. There is no rollback, there is flashback.
Oh, yeah, flashback.
Okay. So I said like
there is one more thing here. Purge or something.
Purge.
That we might
Purge.
use.
No. We'll use in the real-time case where we are doing the daily truncate and drop and create options. See the data, if you drop the table, unnecessarily to occupy recycle bin space.
Yeah.
Instead of that, I can use purge table option.
So that it won't get into recycle.
And coming to the constraints, coming to the data types, the difference between varchar2 and the character data type. And how many lob data types we can able to use in any single table. And how many long columns we can able to use. And one more thing. So you may get this lob, so long data type question, not with the lob data type. So difference like how many log columns we can able to use, how many long columns we can able to use in a single table. Okay. And coming to the constraints.
One we can use, right?
Only one. Coming to the constraints, what is the advantage of constraints? What type of constraints we have? And if you want to like difference between like unique and primary key. These question definitely will get and types of constraints also few people will ask. Okay. And coming to the operators. So operators like what is the pattern operator?
Like pattern.
Like is a pattern operator. And diff thing we have. If you want to know the how to display 1 to 10 numbers, I already explained about like hierarchical queries. Select level from dual, connect by level less than or equals to 10. Simple. So they are asking like how to display 1 to 100 numbers using simple select query. So we have this mm, count function won't be not no. Count function will count the number of records,
Okay.
but like and
It's
we'll use the connect by level this hierarchical queries, and we'll go with the difference between row ID and row number also I explained, and this is also important one. Okay, then I will ask these questions. Actually, I'm discussing about that only. So I will say this all the things today. Definitely these videos and give with answers and from your end. For today, we learn one more interview question, difference between where and having class. And the set operators like union and union are, difference between union and union are. And yeah, these are all these important ones. We covered almost. I covered each and everything pin to pin.